Okay? So, how y'all doing? I want to make sure we good. Did I spell everybody's name right in the title? If I didn't, please excuse it to me being part of special education. I was in Chicago public schools, and I was in special ed. So hope everything is good. Do y'all hear me? All right. I was in special ed, so we are here. I just want to make sure. So good morning. So a person said you would be saying, y'all women ain't the same. One day y'all got on baby hair. That's false advertisement. I'm going to stick on that for a quick second before we get into the video. So y'all go ahead and click the like button or wait till y'all come on in here. Y'all got baby hair. You ain't no baby no more. You 55 years old and you got all the screech on your head. That look a mess. Whoever came up with that style is a mess, false advertisement. And then let me say this really quickly. I know I'm falling by the spirit on this lovely morning. I don't even have her picture up, but let's just talk about the lady that stole Wendy Williams' job, Sherry Shepherd. So she was talking about the man that's wearing a headpiece and all that, but women been wearing pieces and eyelashes and lips and different and get breasts and BBLs and CDLs and everything. So why can't a brother, if they want to put on a wig, they want to wear a wig? Do you understand what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Y'all been doing it forever. Do y'all hear me? Y'all been doing it forever. Been wearing wigs, baby hair on the side of your all that type of stuff. So don't get mad if a man, they want to put on a wig. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You bald head, you want to wear wigs. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You want you some dreads, go buy it in the store. That woman gonna buy it in the store. You ain't Brazilian. You ain't got no Brazilian hair. You got nappy hair. And I know y'all don't like me using the word nappy hair because it ain't politically correct to say nappy hair. But you know you got some naps, but now you can't even tell who got nappy hair now. You used to tell, oh, she got some nappy hair because everybody hair straight. And that's false advertisement, because when you take that wig off, you're going to see them naps. And I don't want to date nobody I can't see the real you. I'm sorry. My women that I'm going to date, they're going to be natural. Because if I'm coming in natural, you going to be natural. I'm not going to have you have it on that wig. No, maybe every once in a while when we go out, you can put on the wig or whatever. I understand that. But that's every once in a while. But you're going to be natural. I want natural hair. I want to see your hair. And if it got blotches of bald spots, then you just gonna have blotches of bald spots. But I want to see your natural look. I want to see how you look without makeup. I'm telling the truth. I know some of you sisters don't like to hear that. I want to see you without your makeup. You're not that perfect. You got blotches in your skin, dark spots, red spots, bumps, all type of. Some of y'all got bad acne, but then you got all that makeup. I'm under the impression that you got smooth skin. Then we get it in, or it's a 5 and you rushing or whatever. Or I get in the shower with you just like I really have to go boo-boo, and I see the real face of you, and I don't recognize you. I think you didn't snuck in my house and stole my wife or something. I need to see the real you. Amen. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I want to see the real you. Ain't nothing wrong with the real. Now, there's nothing wrong wearing a little makeup. Ain't nothing wrong. I'm not going to tell you not to. But your partner, your spouse, your whatever need to see the real you. Because I don't want to fall in love with a false outlook of you. I want to see the real you. Okay? That's what I want to see, the real you. I'm seeing you a 10, but you take all that out, you a -3. That's false advertisement. But then you get mad when a man wear a wig or a man then you upset. No, that's false advertisement. That is false advertisement. That is a strong catfish personality. People say, well, why do you catfish? But you women has been catfishing ever since they came up with some makeup, ever since they came up with baby hair. Y'all have been catfishing men for over 50 years. Black women used to wear the afros and be natural, but now it's shifted. Now everybody wants straight hair down your back. You know you ain't got hair down your back. It's you know you ain't got no hair down that long. You absolutely don't have that all that baby hair, and your face ain't that pretty like that because that ain't nothing but heavy makeup. Then when you take it off, you look like a monster. Look at the lady Monique from Love After Lockup. That sister, it was exposed. Her boyfriend, the one that's on parole, he posted the video of her choking him, and she looked totally different. Her nose was extra crispy, black spots. She looked totally different. She looked like a monster. It looked like a oversized wrestler. You know what I'm saying? It looked very disturbing. It looked like the Tubi version of Norbit. She really looked like the Tubi version of Norbit. It looked that bad. I really thought that Tubi was doing a spoof of Norbit or Rasputia. It looks like a Tubi version. It looks terrible in my humble opinion. And so she looked totally different. And then when she do her interviews, she's a totally different person. You already huge, and now you look like that in the face. Oh my God, you can't have too many struggles. You need to get rid of one of the struggles. And I think the way you get rid of that struggle, but God, really, it's just, whoo, oh my God, I couldn't do it. Like, it's disastrous when I saw that picture of her. In my humble opinion, in the video, it was very disturbing. It was very scary. And I'm not trying to come at her hard because it is, but she looks very scary. And then you got to understand, all that makeup is not good for your face because it does something to your face. It's really not that good and healthy for your face. Amen. So you have to understand, doing your research, it's not really healthy to put all that makeup and then all them eyelashes and all that baby hair and all that heat and all that stuff. And now y'all putting on that wig. I want to see the real you. All right, let's move on. I just have to open up with that. I know y'all mad and upset, but that's all right. You can keep on wearing your baby hair. I ain't gonna date you. And your man, he'll have a habit with you wearing your baby hair and all that type of. You keep on wearing your baby hair with Pookie and Ray Ray, the man that's on parole. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna get a woman that is real and natural. Amen. That's the type of woman I want. It's hard to find a real natural woman, meaning they real face, no baby hair. Amen. No BBL, just real. Okay? Just real. Let that sink in. Then you got the overweight roly-poly. Roly from the show from Zeus, that somebody told this overweight woman or obese to get a BBL. Now, why the world, when you have all this huge skin, all that weight, instead of you going to the gym, do a massive diet, you doing a BBL? That's too much B, and an L. That's too much. That is too much for Rolly to do that on that. That's you too huge for that. You're putting your body at risk. That doesn't make any sense. Then she said she's gonna get something else done to her body. Let me see if I can find it. Because she posted the thing, and we posted it on wileythetroll.com. And she said this. Let me see if I can pull it up. She said, "It's y'all slow A words. Been following my journey. You would know I'm getting all of that done. It's a process. My back will be done in 2 months. My tummy tuck is in 6 months, and my arms are the same time along with my breast reduction. Just effing watch. That's too much. Obviously, she gonna have complications on that table. She might pass away on that table because that's too much tummy tuck. You're putting your body at risk. That is dangerous. I've seen many women her size do that, and they ain't here to tell the story. Instead of you walking like, working out, hitting the gym, you know what I'm saying? Dropping your diet, changing your diet. You're trying to do the surgery. It's too dangerous for you at all. It's dangerous, and I'm not going to be shocked if they see she passed away off the table. It will not surprise me. You're spending all that Zeus money, suction out of that, and you still eating. You ain't changing your eating habits. You ain't gonna do nothing but continue to eat, and then the BB are gonna be smothered in fat. And I'm just being real with y'all. And I know y'all don't like me talking about this about Rolly, but it's just too huge and everything. I'm obese, but I am not, and I'm losing the weight, baby. I've gotten a little smaller, baby, but I'm not going on no table to suction it out of me. Absolutely not. I'm not gonna put my health at risk at a table. I'm doing it the old school way. Watch what I eat and walking and exercising. That's it. And do that. And you can do that for 6 months to a year, and you will continue to you will be slimmer. You know what I'm saying? Don't be doing that. And then you get mad, Rolly, because you getting talked about. Oh, because you getting dragged. Because your oversized self, I want me a BBL. I'm going to get me a tummy tuck. And you eating all them pork chops. That tummy tuck ain't going to do nothing. You eating all that pork chop, fried chicken, smothered in gravy, hot sauce, 15 orders of the Big Mac, 12 orders of large diet drinks, and there ain't nothing but extra sugar. Like, no, that's too much. We got to keep that real. And it is what it is. It's too huge. Do what Monique did. Do it the old school way by just working out. Dance it off. Do you understand? Can y'all keep it real? Eating all them hamburgers. Eat it in moderation. Like yesterday, we had some barbecue chicken. I had about 2 or 3 pieces last night. Eat it in moderation. Then my sister said, you ain't really eating like you used to. Why? Because I cut out the cannabis. Now, if I would have smoked me about 3 blunts, like they were smoking last night, she had about 3 fat blunts, then I would have ate about 10, 12 pieces of chicken. But because I cut out the cannabis, I don't have the munchies. Do you hear me? I know y'all don't like to hear that, but it's fine if you don't like to hear it. So I'm going to continue to tell the truth. Don't you got school today? Huh? Wake up your mama and tell her to do your hair. Wake her up. So back to my regular program. Okay. So, after I used to eat a lot, 10 pieces of chicken. Do you understand? Is school out today? I ain't no school. Is school out today? Go back to school. Is it the end of the year of the school? Get back in that school. Go to school every day. Okay. Anyway. Yeah, I used to go to West Clucking and Plano, and I stand in that line, and I'm on the 3 pieces of chicken with mild sauce and lemon pepper. Every single day I would go there and get 13 pieces. And then I still be a little hungry, and I want a piece of puff with lemon pepper on the piece of puff and fries. And then I stop going there, and then I don't want 1 brisket burger. I want 3 brisket burgers. And you wonder why you got titties. You wonder why it's bouncing up, and you wonder why. You wonder why when you take clothes that the clothes are splatting over you. I understand that. I get it, and that's why every single day I have shifted and I have lost. It's a process because I didn't get this size overnight. Do you understand me, ladies and gentlemen? I didn't get this size overnight. French fries. Now my French fries wasn't like cupcake French fries. It wasn't $40. My whole entire meal wasn't $40. You know what I'm saying? And they got all that huge population. So roly-poly snacks, you need to cut back on that, sister. You want to live a long life, cut back on there. It's not healthy being obese in this country. High blood pressure, high cholesterol, all your levels. My levels was going through the roof because of the weight gain, because of the food intake I was taking in. And so now I'm losing the weight. It's going to take time, ladies and gentlemen, because I didn't get this size overnight. And that's why I'm encouraging my sister to say, "Home, you want to live here a long time." It messes up your knees. You got to get knee replacement because your knees got to carry all of that weight. Do you understand? Do you understand? So that's why, because Tamla Man, she said I had to get 2 knee replacement because of the weight. You need to stop that, eat, get you a nice little salad, work out. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to live a long life. It's your diet. I was looking at Japan in my close of this segment. I was watching Japan, and I was noticing something about Japan doing my research that life expectancy in Japan is like in the mid 80s, and some people in Japan is in their mid to late 90s still walking and just thriving. And I said, but why is the people in the parts of Japan living a long life? Why is it that their elderly population is growing, right? And so when I look at that, I was doing the research, and then I found because they eat a lot of vegetables, they drink a lot of tea, and then they exercise, they're active, right? A lot of green tea every day. They out walking every day. They out doing stuff. So I looked at that. I said, wow. And then I remember when I was in Texas and I had a job, I was working with Japanese residents. See, they were Japanese or Korean. It was one of them. But I do remember this. 5:30, 6 o'clock, they up exercising, walking, drinking tea, exercising every single morning, playing their music, speaking in their native tongue, and they're exercising. You know what I'm saying? Up, down, like just doing exercising, not eating fried chicken and baby back ribs, but they was actually exercising. So I wanted to just have to say that, and we just have to open up with that. And I see y'all in here. We got 228 people watching me on YouTube. We got 53 people watching me on Station Head, listen to me on Station Head, and we have about 6 people watching me on IG. And the reason why it's low on IG because IG show you who watch it. It will show you who watch you because when I check my IG, you guys, my Instagram, when I check my stories, it tell me followers, and sometimes my posts get more looks than non-followers. Like people just be looking, and you ain't gonna do nothing but just see me growing a brand, posting my blog, and now you got other folks copying what we doing over here, and ain't no problem with that. We're gonna talk about that in another video and everything like that. Just know I see everything. Just gonna keep on copying. It is what it is. Okay. I ain't copying them. I'll just say that to get in no $4 million lawsuit. Let's move on. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to talk about in this show. Okay. All right, we got a lot of stuff to talk about in this show. So yesterday we went to the press conference. Brenda Johnson visit the shelter for the migrants, and he visited the police station where the migrants that have came here from different parts of the Latin America, but they went through Texas, but Texas are busting them up here to Chicago. So the mayor on his second full day in office, he went to go visit the migrants. So he went there, and it was something in the press conference that the brother said, didn't catch his name, I wrote it down, but he said that we have put 10 migrant families in apartments. I said, wait a minute. Now hold. Wait 1 second. What did you just say? He said out of his mouth that we have put and housed 10 migrant families in apartments with furniture in apartments, right? With utilities, right? Now, I can't say it's paid by the taxpayers of the city of Chicago. I believe it's different, like Catholic Charities, a different type of organizations. But it was a tweet that Brother Jamal Green, an activist in Chicago, he wrote this tweet, And I told the brother, I tagged him on Twitter today, and I said, I'm going to talk about this on my show. And I want you all to get into this tweet because I want to talk about it and add my commentary on it because this is everything. Right? Give me 1 second. Let me scroll down. If I can find that tweet, let me see if it's still up. Okay, let me see if it's still up. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. And then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna post. I think he have something on Instagram too. So I'm gonna take you down, Mr. Mayor. But then I'm gonna bring you back up and talk about you for a second. And then I'm going to share this Twitter, and you all see this, and then we're gonna get back into the celebrity gossip piece. But I want to talk about this because this is not only affecting Chicago, it's also affecting New York. So y'all need to hear this because it's like a crisis that are going on in our country right now, and you all need to be informed. So Jamal Green said this on the migrant issue: the Black community understand the crisis happening with migrants. We are empathetic, loving, all that. But when we speak up about the fact that there is no urgency around our issues, stop disrespecting us like we have no right to hold accountable leadership. We want resources due to other pressing issues as well. Remember, you was just screaming Black Lives Matter to George Floyd. And then also that was that tweet. Then he said, we endured hundreds of years of oppression, and we are at the bottom of the racial wealth gap. We have been denied housing, denied good paying jobs, denied quality education, laws created to incarcerate us, etc. This isn't, let me see, this is to say that we have a right to be angry. We spend $225 a day per migrant. We're giving landlords several months of rents to house them immediately, giving health care, etc. If you ever brought your privilege A word to our community, you will understand why folks are mad. Okay, now we just have to figure out how it needs to be handled. And then also on his Instagram, I'm going to show you this particular post that he posted on Instagram so you all can see and get an idea. I believe he posted on Instagram. I believe he did. Or it could be, let me see. It could be Facebook. Let me see. It could be Facebook. Well, let me double check. We live, y'all. It could be Facebook. But I want to make sure that we have it because it could be Facebook. But I want to make sure that we give everything that he said and post it on here really quickly. We are live on here because he posted this on here. Okay, yes. Okay. So he did. He posted on Instagram. So this is what I want to see right here. And this is Jamal Green, an activist in Chicago, Illinois. And we want to post this, bring this up on the screen here. He said this quote: Chicago is giving 6 months of rent up front to house migrants in apartment buildings. I just wish they would fix this Chicago Housing Authority and get the people that's been here off the waiting list for a housing voucher. And I want to break that down. Okay, let me let that do right there. Give me 1 second, because I want to add my commentary on that. I want to add on to that. It is so sad. And when the mayor, and I was reading on the Chicago Tribune, he really don't have a plan. It's not a clear plan on how the city is going to pay for this. And I could get my question in, but I'm going to go back, and that's why I need to be in City Hall, because one of my major questions I want to ask Mr. Brandon Johnson is, what are your plans to get thousands of Black people that's on the Chicago Housing Authority on the waiting list? What is your agenda to get them housing? You understand what I'm saying? We're gonna pose. Give me a bottle of water, if you have it. Pose that question, because y'all are rushing and giving landlords all this money. Now, I'm not saying throw the migrants away. I ain't saying it at all. But if you got money to give landlords months of rent for migrants, meaning people they're not U.S. citizens, why is it that you can't give Pookie, Ray, Samantha, all these people, Karen, all the Billy Bob, Barbara, everybody that's been waiting, not 1 year, not 2 years. Sometimes people been waiting 8, 10 plus years to get housing. But you're going to tell me that we're going to give these same people that's not even a citizen, don't have a social security card, don't have a birth certificate, they have no citizenship in it, and they get all free housing immediately? They don't have to wait at all. Why is it that we are doing it for them, but then we get like, oh, I don't understand how we gonna get people off the list. I don't understand, but you understand and you move quickly for migrants. And this is why I tell black people in the city of Chicago, black people in New York, black people all over, black people in some parts of California, you must demand that your leaders do for you and don't sit on the sidelines, because if you do, they're going to screw you over every single day. If you ain't got no how to go to City Hall, bring your friends, bring your cameras, bring everything, and let them know, hold on, Mr. Brandon Johnson, hold on, sir. Why is it that y'all spending millions of taxpayers' money and we don't have our own housing? And then also you have residents that are working jobs but can't afford the high rent. What about them? Do you understand me? And this is why black media outlets like myself need to be in City Hall and ask these questions, because CBS not doing it, NBC Chicago not doing it, CNN not doing it. They're not going to ask about black people that's on the Chicago Housing Authority, or people, period, that are waiting for a housing voucher. And it ain't just black, but it's a black show. I'm dedicated for my own people. Everybody else, you better get somebody to represent your interests. My interest is my people, black people. That is my interest. Every day I wake up is, how can we help my black people? I'm not trying to worry about everybody else. My focus is, this is a black show, and what is your black agenda? We just reached out to someone. Give me 1 second. I'm getting fired up. I'm not going to say who I reached out to. And I sent them an email. And in the email, I want to ask you a 15-minute interview of your black agenda. I got another email someone sent me because they're doing something in Inglewood. And they sent me an email. They're having a community meeting, I believe, next week. And that's my main focus. I'm not here, Wiley, what about this? They have their own people. You better get somebody in there to represent your interests. My interest is for black people, my black brothers, my black sisters. They are suffering. They have been suffering for decades. They need advocates. I'm not worried about everybody. I ain't gonna worry about that. Let their people worry about them. I'm worried about my people because I'm black. And I understand this problem firsthand because I talk to so many people they are going through, and they don't want to say something publicly because they don't, you know what I'm saying? They don't want to get booted off the list. They don't want to get blackballed off the list, but I will speak for them. They are the main one. Particular sister said, I just don't understand. And I asked her, I said, how long have you been on this list? She said, I've been on the list for 5 years and I still don't have housing. And now you're just going to house them. And this is the thing about the city of Chicago. Let's get into this, right? They shut down all these schools because they said, oh, we're going to shut them down. And then now you're going to use those schools to house migrants. But why can't you use those particular schools to house black homeless people? Why do I see a lot of my black brothers and sisters got to sleep at the airport? Now, I understand mainstream media, what y'all trying to do, but you can't do that to me. And folks, well, you know, the migrants they're sleeping in the Chicago Police Department. They have nowhere to go. Well, bring them same cameras, wait till at nighttime, go to O'Hare Airport and pan that camera on all them homeless black people that are homeless. What about them? I understand what you're trying to say. Well, it's one of the migrants. She's 5 months pregnant. She haven't seen a doctor. Or what about the homeless black people that can't hardly get to a doctor's and their hospital shut down? What about them too? They've been here way before the migrants stepped foot on American soil. Give me a come on. Now I understand Brandon Johnson, our mayor, God bless, brother. I understand this, but what you have to do is call out President Biden. You have to call him out. I understand that this problem is on. It's a federal issue. The federal government, they have to intervene because the Republicans, they done already had a meeting. Do you hear me? They have already had a meeting. And what they're doing is, you know what all these northern states said, and y'all kept saying, we are a sanctuary city, we sanctuary, y'all are, well, we welcome everybody. So them Republicans like, oh, y'all do? They shipping them to New York. I mean, Mayor Adams, he's upset. Thousands of people are coming. Who's going to pay for it? And the residents, they're up, and Mayor Adams, he's a little different than Brandon John. I need you to take a page out of Mayor Adams because he said something, and I'm going to tell you what he said if you didn't see it. He said, don't complain, the elected official, don't complain telling me how can I house them. Go to to Congress and tell President Biden to do something about it because my hands is tied. What can they come in here? I have to do something. And so this is a President Biden. And see, the thing about media, this is why media is so important because they need to ask the questions. This is why they're not asking the questions. Every day his press secretary come up and the governor of Illinois, and when they have these press, they need to ask these questions. What did President Biden administration told y'all that they're going to do to help y'all? They ain't asking the questions. Because mainstream media, they have a narrative. And let me tell you something about mainstream media. All right, I'm going to use the word mainstream. Their main concern is not Black people. They only talk about us, especially in Chicago. I can talk about when it's violence. They're not going to do a deep dive. Okay, you see the violence in Chicago. I understand that. They ain't going to do no deep dive on why the root cause of violence. They ain't going to get into that. They're just going to talk about, well, Pookie and Ray Ray were outside and they got killed and they were robbed. And then we're going to do a deep dive. They're not going to keep asking Brandon, the mayor, what is your economic plan to bring more economics to the South and West Side? You understand that? And I did read, and let me say this, let's bring his picture back up because I understand this, what these people going to say. So give me a second. Let me put this up here. Let's put Brandon Johnson picture back up on the screen. I did read his executive order. I read the deputy mayor that you picked, and I read the executive order of youth to bring down youth unemployment, right? I understand it. I get it. But my thing is this, that don't mean nothing if City Hall do not pass it to get it done. City Hall, those people on it is very important. It's just like Congress, right? They have to pass it. And so hopefully it be passed. And this is why Brandon John, the mayor, have to continue to energize people and tell them that y'all must be active in the process. I'm going to need your help. I'm only one person. I can create the atmosphere, but it's power in numbers. You got to do it. You just can't talk about the West Side. You got to talk about the South Side. Some parts of the North Side, people are suffering. A lot of people are suffering everywhere in the city of Chicago. It's a lot of people, and some people ain't suffering, but it's a lot. The majority of the people in the city, they're suffering. And so you're going to have a citywide, statewide plan and continue to tell your staff and educate the people about what's going on and educate. And then a lot of you aldermen got to do boots on the ground and do community outreach. I saw some of y'all doing it and continue to do it 110. Don't stop. And what is your economic plan? What is the economic plan? And so that is what I'm saying. And this is why I got to be in the room, because ain't nobody asking the questions that Black people that Black people want to know. These are the questions you want to know, because I'm here. I got my ear to the streets. They're tired of the same old. A lot of people are saying, you know what, Wiley? I'm hearing it sound good, but I got a feeling that Lori Lightfoot said the same thing, and she didn't do nothing that she said she was going to do. And one particular person told me that is my fear, that Brandon Johnson's going to say all this good stuff, but then in his tenure as mayor, he ain't going to get none of it passed or do none of it. He's going to forget about us. And I said this, I said, it is our job to make sure he do his job. And it is our job to make sure the aldermen do their job because they're on different committees. Like when they have the city, when they have when they in session on next week, go there. Go there. Do you understand? Go there. Don't sit at home. If you ain't got nowhere to go, if you got time, bring your people and go so you can see what's going on. Let people know when they come, every city, every session, it need to be 300, 400, 500 black people from the southwest, west side of Chicago, and let them know we here. And continue to ask questions and go visit your alderman. You need to understand who your alderman is. If you don't know, go to Google and say, find my alderman. And they're going to say, type your address. It will tell you the alderman name, your ward, and the phone number. Do you understand? You must participate. You must participate in the political. You got to participate, because if you don't, they still gonna make decisions about you. If you gonna make decisions about me, I want to be a part of the process. I tell my mother this all the time. I say, you know where you live at? Participate in a political process. You are a homeowner. You need to know what's going on in your town, in your city, in your zip code. You need to be aware of what's going on. Do you understand? You need to know what the audience that's coming in. You need to know about different policies, the different, you need to know it. You need to know. Don't be a person that's not aware, because that's how they screw you when you're not aware. They don't like it when you are aware of what's going on. And they don't like it when you are aware and you are active in your community. They don't like it. They do not like it, especially when you are a true effective leader and you bring in people with you. This is what it's all about, is what I'm saying. I just had to say that. I'm getting a little passionate, but this is what I have to say. And I understand this. And people say, well, Wiley, be easy. Somebody told me this and left me a DM. Now, Brother Wiley, be easy on him. He just started. Give him time. I said, sir, we can't afford to give him time. We got to be on him every single day. Because before he got sworn in as the 57th mayor, groups of people have already met with him about their interests, about what they want to get done. So we're a little late to the party. Every single day, we need to be on him. Monday through Sunday, every single day. Don't take no breaks, because it is people that is suffering in this city and that have been suffering for decades. We don't have time to wait. We've been waiting for over 40 years. Don't have time to wait. The wait time is over. We have to be on them. And I understand the process. It is a huge, like the city hall, the bureaucracy is huge. It's very complicated. But one thing I do know, that the mayor have that powerful platform, and he must use it to help his people and the poor white people, poor people, period. Okay, what your racial is. You poor, you poor. You ain't got no house, you homeless, you homeless. And that needs to be addressed. All right, I just have to move on to that. I'm going to move on because I'm getting a little passionate. All right. Okay, I'm getting a little passionate. Let's move on. I got a little passionate, brothers and sisters, but it's okay. All right, let's move on. Okay, so it's 300 people in here. I'm just saying, I just got a little passionate. I got a little passionate. But God is good. And all the time, God is good. All right. Okay, so let's move on. Okay, so we talked about Brandon Johnson. Okay, let's get back into the mess. Okay, who else I'm going to talk about for Jerry Springer? Now, this is a story that the power of fake news. So my writer sent me this story yesterday or day before yesterday, and she said, hey, Wiley, I want to post this because they're saying Jerry Springer left money to his black children. And she said, wait a minute, something ain't right. And I said, something ain't right because nobody else is posting this. I said, why? I said, it's quite kind of strange. So she did a little bit digging, and she said, Wiley, it ain't true. It was a part of a play that he wrote back in 2020. So it's fake news. So it's not real. So I went on Industry on Blast, and then they posted it and they got dragged. And I was like, they got dragged, and I understood why they posted, because clicks and views, interactions, and then the Daily Mail, the way how they worded it like it was true. But then you have to click on the article to really get into the last piece of it. Then it was like, well, it was because of a play in 2020, but the way they had it set up, like it was real. So we didn't drag the Daily Mail. So I'm not going to be dragging the Industry on Blast and calling them out like that, because we ain't call out the Daily Mail. We have a tendency to really, really come for our people. But then when other folks do it, we are radio silence on it, because they posted the same thing, and the way they kind of worded it. And you really have to click on that article to know on there. You really have to click on that article to know that they tried it. Okay, but no, he did not leave it. He didn't have any black children that he left money to, secret children and all that. That is completely not true. It was a play that he did. Instagram, this phone about to die, so y'all go over to YouTube, because the phone about to get ready to die. So I'll see y'all on YouTube. So that's how that was, you guys. Let me see. Give me a second. Let them know that we okay. Yeah, so it was fake news. It was fake news. It was fake news. Okay. It was literally fake news. That's what it was. Okay. It was literally fake news. That's what happened. It was fake, seriously fake. and you know, for people posted it and everything. And I like I said, I understood why they posted it. I understand why they posted it. Okay. All right. That's why they posted. All right. So let's move on. Okay. Let's get into that. Jerry. I always got to say that. Okay. All right. Let's get into Grizzly star Ja Morant. Ja Morant. I want to say his name, right? The brother got into more hot water because he was showing a gun in the video, and the NBA, the Grizzly team, they have they suspended Ja Morant. They suspended him. People were dragging him, calling him stupid and crazy. I'm like, no, if he's a legal gun owner, it's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? We have the Second Amendment right. I don't see an issue with that at all. What is an issue? It's not illegal to wave a weapon. It's not illegal. This is a Second Amendment right. I've seen many white people take pictures with guns with their children, and there is no outrage. So why is it that we are coming at our brother Ja Morant? It doesn't make any sense. Then you get some of these black people, commentators, coming at him, calling him stupid. He's not stupid. I believe he needs to sue the NBA. I believe it was very racist that this had happened. Very, 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 very racist that had happened. You know what I'm saying? It was very, very racist. Okay. I would say, okay. Okay. It was very, very racist. And I believe that the NBA need to be sued because he is a licensed gun owner. There is nothing wrong showing a gun on camera. That is not illegal. He did not point that gun and rob somebody, nor did not delete anybody. It don't make any sense. I don't like it that that this situation have happened. I don't like it that he have been suspended. I don't like it at all. It don't make any sense that he was suspended from the Memphis team. It just doesn't make any sense. I don't like it at all. I believe it's stupid. I believe it doesn't make any sense. He should definitely sue the NBA. because this was definitely racist. It was a very racist move, and it doesn't, you know what I'm saying? He have, last time I checked, it's the Second Amendment. And with that being said, with the Second Amendment, you don't need to be doing this at all. He need to be back on his team. This doesn't make any sense. The team is done playing. This is on the off season. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense to me. People is like, well, Wiley, he don't need to be doing that. He don't need to be suspended. Why he need to be suspended? Just why? Why? He need to sue them and say, listen, I am a licensed gun owner. They trying to discourage me to have a weapon. Like, come on, bruh. That don't make no sense. No. The rule is stupid. It don't make no sense. He didn't do nothing illegal. Last time I checked, you can have a weapon and be a gun owner once you are 18 years of age and older. There's nothing wrong with that. Do you understand? I just want to keep it real. I don't see what's the issue. Y'all can call in and let me know the issue. I don't understand the issue. Because most of these brands, they got members that's part of NRA. So I just don't understand that. Brother, you got my back. You got my support. I'm going to defend you. And I'm going to continue to suspend you. Support you. You have no right. I don't agree with them suspending you. I believe it was very racist. And it wasn't right. And it was other things that they could have done. They could have said, "Hey, brother, we're going to change our policy. As long as you're a licensed gun owner, we don't mind you doing this. As long as you're licensed, as long as you're not hurting nobody. He's not hurting anybody doing what he's doing." I've seen many politicians take pictures of them having a weapon. I've seen many of them do it. I've like the same thing is he wasn't on the NBA court. He wasn't in the arena. He was outside the NBA court system. He was on Instagram Live, mind his own business, being young. This is a young brother. I'm not going to throw him away. He don't need to be suspended. They need to reinstate him. I'm sorry. I'm not one of y'all that's listening to mainstream media and making me throw my brother away. I ain't throwing him away. I believe he needs to be reinstated back on the team, and he's a good brother. And I believe the brother needs to do a podcast to uplift about the Second Amendment right. And I do believe the brother needs to join the NRA because there's nothing wrong with it. And I talked with some sources. They did say that his gun was registered. So he's a licensed gun owner. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not going to be paying attention to what they saying in mainstream media. I'm going to make sure to say on my media, I don't think the man did nothing wrong. If you disagree with me, hit the link, call in, or leave a comment, but you must be a member. Okay? Hit the link, call in, or you must be a member. Right? I believe that contract is unjust, and I believe he needs to sue them immediately. Let's move on. Sue him right now. You got my support. I don't understand that at all. It don't make any sense. All right, we open up the phone lines and let y'all call in. Okay. I just had to tell y'all that right there. All right, I want to really dive into Jaguar Wright. She got a court date in June. They are literally doing a mental competency exam to make sure she's competent to stand trial. So she's going to have a psychiatrist. But a lot of my people are saying she could face a couple of years in prison The minimum could be 4 to 5 years that she could be facing in prison. If they choose that she can stand trial, she could be facing time in prison. They're trying to negotiate. Her team, her lawyer, her public defender are trying to negotiate to get her in some type of program, diversion program. But again, she don't want to participate. She ain't cooperating. She didn't cooperate to fill out some paperwork because of her behavior. She's not really cooperating at all. So she's going full force, and she ain't planned to be mentally ill. She is mentally ill, right? She is very mentally ill. These are some very serious charges that she have, and they were trying. I tried to contact. They're not bailing her out, and then her lawyer was like, if she get bailed out, it's going to be worse because she's going to get more charges. She's not going to do nothing but go back to that police officer, talk about Officer Ramirez, and she's going to get more charges and more charges. So it's best for her to sit it out, just to sit it out. But someone told me, some couple of sources said it could be about a minimum of 4 to 5 years. Yeah, so of what she could get. And also, with that being said, it is Jaguar Wright's birthday today. So happy birthday, Jag, that she's spending in behind bars. And then also Jaguar Wright went viral. Pastor Jamal Bryant had posted a video of her about the pro-black video. Roland Martin had posted the video as well. Give me 1 second, the train going past. All that type of stuff. Roland have passed it. Posted the video. Other outlets have posted the video. She literally went viral, and she's behind bars. And it's needed for her because when she was out of jail, she did not listen. I just recently had a family member went back to jail. Just was arrested last night. My brother was arrested last night. He's on parole. He was on parole, and he was just arrested last night. And so Jag, get it together. All right. So yeah, my brother was arrested last night. So he was in Riverdale, Illinois, and the car got pulled over. His girl called me last night, and she was crying. She was like, "Oh yeah," I didn't know what was going on. And then he called. He told her to tell me to post it on my page about him being was police brutality. He got beat up by the police, and they not beat up by the police, but they refused to give him medical treatment, that he was hurt and that he was exposed to a condom, an open condom or something. That he was exposed to something. They threw it at him or something he was saying. It didn't make any sense. So I called the Riverdale Police Department last night. They didn't give me information. The process, he called me back, and then I asked him. I said, what's the charges? Like, what's going on? Because obviously it's something there. He said, well, it was an unlawful use of a weapon in possession, right? Those were he said the charges were. And I said, and he's on parole. And I'm not shocked or surprised because your brother about it. His birthday is going to be on June the 5th. And it looked like he will be spending it in prison if things don't go his way. And of course, his girlfriend is coming up with thousands of dollars to get him an attorney, and she got to come up with money to get her cousin's car out of the pound because her cousin, my brother was driving his girlfriend cousin's car, and it was impounded. So now she got to come up with money with that. She was crying. She was upset. And we were talking. And I told her, I said, well, you are, I just let her talk. I just let her talk and get it off my chest. This ain't the time to be saying, well, you need to move on, leave. That ain't the time. She talking, so I was encouraging her, and I said I would do everything I can to see what's going on. And then my brother did call me, and I did look at the charges, and it's not looking too good. It ain't looking too good at all. And then when we called it, when his parole officer was notified, he wasn't even contacting his parole officer like that, checking in like he was supposed to, because she told me the reason why he didn't call and check in because he didn't have no job. And he could have gotten the job, but he loved the streets. My brother is a street guy. He's in gangs. He loves his gang crew. He just loves his people. Like and it ain't good. Like he been in the streets. My brother been in the streets since he was like 15, 6 years old, in the streets, gangs, robbing, selling drugs, having a crew. He been doing it since he was 15, 6 years old, and he's 26 years old now, and he just been in and out of jail, in and out of prison, and he said 26 years old. And we tried to encourage him. Like he said, well, my brother tried to get me to come to Texas. He never wanted to come to Texas. We tried to get him to come to Texas. He didn't want to do it because he know I ain't gonna be. If I live with my brother, I'm gonna have to work. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna be able to be in the street. The street, like, you gotta leave that in the street. And I told him, I said, you gotta leave Chicago. Chicago ain't the place. My mom don't live in Chicago. But you find your way to go to Chicago in the hood. You love the hood. Like, he makes his way to Chicago. He loved Chicago. He loved it. So the street culture, he loved the streets. He's addicted. It is a disease because it is some type of a mental illness, because if you keep getting thrown in jail, something ain't right in your mind. He's just addicted to it. And then people say, oh, it's the fast money. Yeah, it's fast, but look at the results. You always ending up in prison or in jail. So it ain't really that good. You would come out better, become an entrepreneur, getting it done legally, than to be keep on doing all this crime. And he wanted me to call and blast the police department on my social media and post. I said, we ain't going to do that. I listened to it. I ain't tell him, but I ain't doing that. I ain't going to do that at all, because you probably had that gun allegedly. I don't know, but you said you were the only one in the car. So how did the gun get in there? I'm just saying. Then he said, this is what he said, when they found the gun under the seat. I don't know. I'm getting the details as I get it. But you on parole, and if anytime you on parole, you're on parole, and your rights are very limited being on parole. You know what I'm saying? And I said he did a psych eval, because there's something going on. And he said, oh, it was under the sea. It's always under the sea. It didn't make any sense. And I'm just listening to him. And his girl just believing it. Believe me, I'm 32 years old, been around a lot, seen a lot. We grew up in the same neighborhood. I ain't believing nothing he's saying. So he was never in the church and everything like that, because my brother and my sisters and us, we lived in the hundreds, like West 103rd place. We lived over there. Everything was fine. My mom had a house at the time. Her husband, they had a house, and we were living there. All of us was there. My brother, he was young, and then we moved. And I believe, now I look back, it was a major mistake, because two things happened. My mom and my stepdad, they separated. He left. He abandoned his children, because he went with other neighbors with her children, and it was bad. And then the streets, we moved to Inglewood. We moved to Justine, 65th and Justine, where crime was high. And during that time on 65th and Justine, you won't see it on that block now. It's mostly elderly people. But back then, it was a lot of young people on that block. And they were in gangs. And they was the BDs, the GDs, all that stuff. And it was like gang turfs. And I saw the shift in my family. I was like in church, and my mom, because I was with my grandma, my mother, she moved like down the street on the corner of 65th in a building, and they all went to, like, it was disaster. My three brothers, they just got in the street. They joined gangs. They all joined gangs. I was too scared to join a gang. When it was brought up to me to join a gang, I said, no, sir. I don't want to be jumped. I don't want to rob. I don't want to take nobody out. I don't want to slang no dope. I'm not good at it. I'm too nervous. I tried to do that. I was too nervous. Couldn't do it. Got scared. I supposed to pick up a package. Got scared. Didn't do it. I said, bruh, this ain't my life. I'm gonna just stay in church. It's good. Blah, blah, blah. I even, what I'm saying? You weak. Yeah, I'm just weak then. And I just went to church. I just never could do it. Everybody was in gangs. I've seen it. Same weapons. I've seen it. Seen the fast money. I've seen it. I just never did it. And yes, you can be in that environment, and it don't have to be you. It was just that my grandmother was very strong and adamant, saying, hey, you going to Chicago Military Academy. I got accepted. went to Chicago Military Academy. And my grandmother stayed on it. She made sure I went to school. She made sure that I was in a choir at school. She made sure I was in a debate team. She made sure that I went to church. So I didn't really have time to be in no game. I was too busy. Now, did I see the games? Absolutely. I've seen it all. I've seen some things that I'm not even going to ever probably say. Things that I've seen, what people have done. I ain't going to say that, but I seen it all, and I would be walking, and then our block would be at war with another block, and they'd be telling me to be careful. Didn't care nothing about it. I just walked, put my church clothes on, had my Bible, just went to church, just mind my business. But I've seen it all, and then it was just getting too bad. Then people wanted to get my brothers, they would get me, and they would rob me because of that, and it was just a lot, and so it was really, really a lot. Then my one of my youngest brother, he's in prison now. He decided to go against another gang. A gang dissed them. It came to pulled up to my grandma's house, shot up her house, shot his other friend. If my grandmother would have came outside the door, she would have been deleted immediately because her hearing was bad, so she didn't hear the boy banging on the door. And they shot him on front porch. It was actually for my brother, but they actually shot his friend. Then we had another friend lived about 2 buildings down. They was looking for him, and then his grandmother was like, they shot her in the leg. They said, "Ma'am," they said, "F you. We want your son. We're gonna delete him." And she tried to neutralize, and they shot her in her leg. They shot her in the leg, and then he was gonna take her out. And I was literally, I heard it all. I saw it all, and he was like, "No, don't do that. No, you did enough. Like, don't." And she begged. She's like, "Please don't kill me. Please don't." He's about to delete her. And then so they had to ship one of them, and then he came back, and then it was like a whole war, and it was like a movie. Like, I saw it all, and I didn't know how much I saw and how much it affected me until I left and moved to like Texas, and how much PTSD I had, because I'd be really, really jumpy because I was raised. It was like a war. It was like a war zone. It was literally a war zone. That's what it was. It was literally a war zone. It was that's that. It was that's that. I saw it was one particular guy. I'm not going to say his name, but he was the type of guy. He was known of deleting people, taking people out. He was a hitter. And so this particular time, it was early, and we was I think I was coming from something, but I remember it was daytime. I think we was getting ready for church, and I believe I was getting the stuff in my grandmother's car. And I saw him. He spoke, and I said, "Hey, what up, man?" I knew exactly who he is. He's a very dangerous guy. I knew it because we went to school together. Very dangerous. You would not know that this guy would just be taking out people. So I was like, "Hey, man, all right, man. We need to chop it." I said, "All right, man." So he drove, and and then he kind of like stopped, and then I heard like I just heard something, boom, 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 and they deleted him right there. Like, literally, it was like that fast, and they took him out because you know what I'm saying, he was a target, you know what I'm saying, but I guess he thought, oh, it's during the daytime, it's a Sunday, they ain't gonna take me out, and they took him out right there, and I saw it. And of course, you know what I'm saying, the police, they came, they said, "Oh, did you see something?" I'm like, "No, I didn't see anything," because I'm not going to be participating, because why would I do that? Then I have to leave and all that. I'm just not going to participate. I'm just really not going to, because at that time I was young, because what's safety? How are you going to keep me safe? I've seen people that did that and they wasn't that safe, and a lot of them, some have, but I just didn't participate. I said no, because somebody said, well, he was standing outside, and then the detective, he was like, well, did you see something? I said, no, sir, I didn't see anything. I was bringing stuff in my grandmother's car. I didn't see anything. My back was turned. I heard 2 cars like skirt. I just heard the shots. I didn't see who did what. Didn't see it. He was animate. Oh, you know something. I know you know something. I said, sir, I don't know anything. I didn't see anything. And I didn't participate. and everything. I didn't even go to his funeral because at his funeral they was doing something at his funeral. Didn't go because I never went to like people that was in gang. Never go. Let me say this: never go to a person that was in the streets in gangs and they were deleting people. They were a hitter. I'm gonna use that word. Don't do it because you're putting your life at risk. When King Von was deleted, it was so difficult for him to have a funeral because nobody wanted to do his funeral because funeral homes they don't want to get the retaliation of them coming to mess up their place with weapons, so it was difficult. So a lot of times they did stuff secretly because of what he did and in the streets. So I've raised a lot of stuff. I don't really dive into talk about the streets of what I've witnessed coming up in Inglewood, but because I try to forget about it. But every once in a while, I'm reminded of it. And so when I see my brother and my brothers in and out of prison, I'm reminded of that life, of them doing it. And they're older now. And when they first started, they was my brother, like was 14, 13. They was young in gangs. One of my, I believe he started when he was 12. He had, because I remember one time he had a gun. I said, how did you get that? My friends got it, and all. You need to get you one too. I'm like, why do we need guns? Like he had took a gun to the school and stuff like that. I said, no, I don't need no gun. And I'm like, no, it ain't. It was never for me. Like it was scary. I was scared about it. It was in my life, and so. It was in and out of. First, it started with them in and out of juvie, and then it just got bigger crimes, and it was just stuff like there was no more slap on the wrist. So that's just how that happened, man. So my brothers they're not law abiding citizens. It was one of my brothers. Something happened to him. He was in 26 in California, and I went there one time with my niece's his then girlfriend. And it was just too much. And then he's much better now. He told me, he said, Marquise, I'm done with the streets. And he's been doing better. He's working. Now he deleted his social media because he can't have his social media or any type of digital footprint because of the things that he did. So he just can't have it. So, and he said, man, I just deleted it. And I asked him, why'd you do that? Because I don't want no temptations. I don't want to see it. He deleted everything. He don't have no Instagram, no Twitter. He always changes his number. He's always watching because of what the type of life he lived, in the streets. And it's dangerous. I never wanted to live like that. I never wanted to live like, like I have to watch my back every 3 seconds. I don't want to live like that. That's no way like I want to live. I just really, really don't. So when I moved out, to Dallas, that's it. And I don't go to that part of the city. At one time I showed y'all the block because my grandmother lived down there, but that's it. You haven't seen me back on that block. You haven't seen me back in that neighborhood just to going back to visit. Now I'm going now, to meet with politicians and stuff, but I'm not going, let me go back and see my little homeboy. Absolutely not. That because I know most of them in jail, most of them are gone, most of them are in prison. So I don't try to go back and try to connect. That ain't me. But my brother, he loved it. He said, man, let's get in the car with me, Murky. I said, nope. Ain't getting no car with you. Because I already know what it comes with. I may not make it back home. So absolutely not. I'm not doing it. So he's in prison. I'm sorry, he's in jail. And I saw when he came over, and I said, I already know. I said, you back in the streets. I knew it. He said, no, man, I ain't really back in the streets like that. But I said, you back in the streets. I can tell. I know you. So I can tell when you back in the streets because I've seen the streets. I know when you're back in the streets. I could tell by your attitude. So he said, no. I said, well, you should stay because we're going to talk about the lawn service. Where you can cut grass. So, be an entrepreneur. I can tell you about YouTube. He left the house that day, yesterday morning, and he left during the day, and I was on my show, and he said, we're going to talk. And I thought he was in my sister's room, like sleep. And then a couple of hours later, his girl called, and she was crying, saying he was in jail and everything. And I was hurt. I was a little hurt, but not really that hurt, because I'm like, when you keep saying persecution, you kind of like, it's to be expected. but she's in love, you know what I'm saying? And she love him, and you know, she's in love, and she's young, and she thinks she's in love. She thinks, you know, it's love, and hopefully one day she's about 24, 23, you know what I'm saying? So she, you know, she got to live that she's a grown woman and she's in love. But I talked to her for about an hour, and I said, hey, it is what it is, but I just have to move on. But she wanted me to like really go out there and just blast the police department and the police officer. I said, I'm just not going to do that. I'm not going to blast them without all the details at all. Okay, I get all the facts, and I ain't gonna be blasting the police officer. But I did call the officer. I said, "Well, sir, my brother said this," and I talked to the officer, and then I filed a citizen's complaint on my brother's behalf, because at the end of the day, I told the officer that was there, I said, despite of whatever he alleged that you're saying he allegedly done or whatever, if he need medical treatment by law, you have to give him medical treatment. By law, you have to do it. That is in your department policy. That's in the policy. That's in Cook County. That's whatever way you go. If they need medical treatment, and let the doctor clear him. So that's why I went on and filed a citizen complaint on his behalf. Other than that, it's out of my hand. All right, I did my job. Right, I'm going to get the filed freedom of information to get the body count footage just to see what really went on, to see that my brother's what he said happened matches up with the police. So, but that take a little time to get all that. But anyway, we gonna pray. Yeah, this was yesterday. And he was going to come on the show and everything. We was going to bring him on the show. We was going to have a conversation. But he left. And he was like, I was like, where's what's the name? He gone. I said, gone? Yeah. I did it. And then when I got the update, and she said he was at Riverdale, Illinois. So when he started going to Riverdale, Illinois, it ain't no good. It ain't no good. All right, let's move on. Okay. I hope he get it together because he's young. You know what I'm saying? He have a beautiful daughter. His daughter is his twin. Like, he have a beautiful daughter, and she's young, and she's about 10. I think she's about 10 or 11. You know what I'm saying? It's just so sad. Like, my brothers that I see in a general, I've seen it happen. I've seen the ship. At first, we were all good. We was just children. We was hanging out and playing video games. But then when we moved to a different neighborhood in the same city, we just moved to a different neighborhood, very high crime. It shifted. I'm sorry. Before we moved to Inglewood. We moved to a place, and then they had moved to Harvey, and it got worse in Harvey. Yes, because they moved to Harvey and they really got into the games in Harvey, Illinois. If you know anything about Harvey, Illinois, it's just bad. That's a terrible, corrupt suburb. Very corrupt in Harvey. Then when they moved from Harvey, then they moved back to my grandmother, and they were already in at that time, they was in and out of juvie, and they was fully in the gangs. Yes. Okay? Fully. And that's why I'm so passionate with the media part, because they got to do something with the gang. Thank you so very much. Somebody sent a super sticker. I mean, a cash out. They got to do something with the gangs, because the gangs it's a lot, and it's not like how y'all think the gangs were. Like, it was one leader, and that one particular leader get everybody in line. That shifted decades ago. Once they put everybody in prison, all the leaders of the gang, there is no one leader. It's cliques, as whether I'm gonna call it. Some people call it crew. Some people call it cliques. It just disperse. But they still rock certain type of thing. I'm this one. I'm that one. I'm part of this. I'm part of that. But it's in a clique. It's like a block. It's a two little block. When King like six. I'm not on 63rd. Like, you don't own them blocks, but they love that. Oh, they really indoctrinated with blocks. It just baffles me, baby. It's certain blocks you just can't go on. Some blocks I just can't go on. It's just unfortunately it is what it is. You don't own them blocks. Them ain't your blocks. They ain't your set. They ain't your block. It's the city block. That ain't yours. But they love that. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So they just want to fit in. So so the end of the same. Okay, and they end up that if the family have the money for to do it, let's move on. Okay, I just had to get into that. Love each and every one of y'all. Love y'all. Peace and blessings to y'all. Jerry Spiegel we talked about. Okay, we're gonna get to our last subject here. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about last night, and then also we're gonna talk about Tasha K. We're just gonna talk about Tasha K. I thought I had Tasha K picture in here, but we definitely want to talk about Tasha K as well. But I want, like on yesterday, Armon, he was saying something. I want to say what he want to say. I want to add on to what he was saying because what he was saying, I understand his frustration. Let's see what the mayor and governor will do. Absolutely, thank you for that. I want to talk about. Thank you, Love Maria. You sent a 1999 super sticker. Thank you. But Armon was saying something, and this is why I agree with him on this. He was saying that I'm tired of defending putting rappers on, and then when they go in my DM, they support me privately, and they don't support me publicly. Let me get into it for a second. He said, I'm tired of that I defend these rappers publicly, and then privately, they support me privately. And so I want to dive into this because you understand this is why I work hard, and this is why I'm not worried about them celebrities. Because them celebrities, you'll do all of this uplifting, all of this promotion. Just do that. But don't think that these people are going to come on your show. Are you tired of being a side chick show? Yes. But you go out your way to ban my name in your chat. You go out your way to block me in the chat, and you were upset because you tried to come in my chat to drag me, and you found out that you're blocked. So we're giving you that same energy. There is no more. I blocked you on Twitter. I blocked you on Instagram. I blocked you on all those type of things because you have recently unblocked me because you want to see, and I just blocked you. I'm like, let's keep each other blocked. There is no unblocking me to see what I post. You're blocked. And now you understand why y'all ain't giving me credit, because they treating you like a sharecropper. That's what you are. You do all of that promotion. Why would they have to come on there and you ain't gonna do nothing but talk about it, and they ain't gonna answer them tough questions you want to ask them? That's what the game is. And then you say, well, all these big people, they in my DMs, they be watching me, they be showing me love, but they don't come on my show. Crying. Who cares it are? You say you popular, you say you that guy, okay? But Jason Lee don't have to do that because he get those people. But yet you say you don't talk about Jason Lee no more, but yet you always compare yourself to Jason Lee and insert yourself with Jason Lee, but he don't have to beg. I never seen Jason Lee. Yes, I did. I seen him one time when he talked about Megan Thee Stallion, that Megan Thee Stallion didn't come on the show. He did get into that about Megan Thee Stallion, but most of the time he's doing the work. He get these celebrities. You understand what I'm saying? He get these celebrities, and thank God his audience, Armon Wiggins' audience, ain't slow. These are very educated people. Most of them are my audience because we share the same audience. They be posting in there saying, why you keep talking about Jason Lee? Get over it. Y'all telling me to get over Jason Lee, blah, blah, blah. They understand they're not dumb. And then, you know what I'm saying? They're not dumb. You're controversial. You're extremely controversial. You said some very extremely controversial things. I'm not trying to be sitting at a table with these people. I'm not trying to get a boyfriend and telling my boyfriend to work in the music industry, to become an executive, to go these type of things. And then you can't even say I'm a YouTuber because most of your content is dissing the same people that your brother work with. I mean, that your boyfriend work with. You did that. You trying to switch it. You don't want to be controversial because you want to have access. Let me tell you something. And Sean King said something. You don't know who Sean King is, Google him. So Sean King wanted to be Brother Malcolm X, but he wanted the Dr. Martin Luther King type of access. You can't. Because he wanted Sean King did not get invited because President Obama was having people from social activists to come to the White House, and Sean King wasn't invited because they said he's very critical and he's very controversial. And then Sean King said, okay, they said no, and they told him that. And then Sean, the next day, he did something so controversial. I don't know what he did, something controversial. He talked about it on this podcast. And he said, okay, I understand, because I was kind of controversial. So, and when you controversial, you're not going to get into a lot of those spaces. You're just going to have to watch from the outside. And then you talk about Wiley, but you're in the same boat. You ain't getting no interviews either. At least I had some celebrities on the show. You ain't getting those leading celebrities on the show. And I talk about Erica Banks, and we had a conversation with her manager, and I understand why she don't want to come on the show, because her manager told me I was dissing her. I get it. Talking about her BBL. I get it. He told me that directly on the phone, that you talked about her getting a BBL. She did not like what you said. At this time, she don't want to come on your show. She don't know what you're going to ask her. So she don't want to come on. She don't have me blocked, but the man told me, because I asked him, I called the number. Anybody can call the number. You call the number. I said flat out, tell me why she not want to come on the show. And he told me, because I was dissing her about her BBL. I did. I told her that she need to get that. I was trashing her about it. I get it. These people be watching. Y'all think they don't watch the show, but they be watching. Because y'all send it to her. The same way y'all send things about me, y'all send it to her and she see it. So I'm not shocked. I was like, okay, charges to the game. I would, it is what it is. Is I'm sad about it? No. Is I'm depressed about it? No. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't understand how she can send him. But he never criticized her BBL. So that's probably why she's sending the skates. I was very critical of her, saying that she needs to get some work done to her body. And it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Shortly after I criticized her about it, she started getting work on her body. It is what it is, man. But I'm not going to sit here and be surprised on why a lot of people don't come on my show. The same thing with a lot of YouTubers. They think I'm controversial. It is what it is. I don't get mad about it. I'm still going to be controversial. I'm still going to be do commentary on them. It is what it is. Just like Armon Wiggins could go team up. Then he made a post saying he don't want to be friends with YouTube. Which one is it? One day you all kumbaya with all the YouTubers. Then the next couple of days you post, I don't want to be friends with YouTubers. I don't like being friends with YouTubers. YouTubers, they are clout chasers. I'm not going to go T and all. But yet, see, you be doing much. You be doing all that, be trying to become everybody's friends to get me together, and then it don't work, and then you got to post on Twitter, and then this another thing, Armon, you are a hypocrite. And let me tell you why you're a hypocrite. And go live on Station Head. We're going to go right back out there and do some more commentary. You a hypocrite because you keep telling people like Nikki and all these people, put an address on it. Put an address on it. You weak. You don't say people's name. You don't say people's name. You so weak. You so pathetic. Say people's name. Put an address on it. At the person. At the person. At Cardi. Don't be weak. Put an address on it. Put an address on it. And then when you post on Twitter on your community wall, it's so encrypted. You don't practice what you preach, dude. You don't. You don't put an address on it. Then you talked about Jason Lee's mother or Wiley's mother, somebody mama you were talking about, but most of that audience thought you were talking about Jason Lee's deceased mother. Because you don't like to put an address on it, but you want everybody else to put an address on it, but you don't do that. You don't. You don't, sir, and you a liar. You lie when you tell your audience, I don't know who Wiley is. I don't know. He will never, and you just lies on top of lies. You're a hypocrite. So don't think that I'm going to sit here and pat you on your butt. No, I'm going to kick you in your butt because you don't practice what you preach. You go to the station to pretend to want all this sympathy, and then you say, then you lie to your audience. Well, do y'all want me to talk about Cardi and Nicki? Or y'all don't want me talking about? Okay, we ain't gonna be talking about Cardi and Nicki. Then the same day, you talking about Cardi and Nicki. Stop lying to them people. Tell them the truth. The reason why you talk about Cardi and Nicki is because they give you the clicks and views. Do you understand? Okay? Do you understand? Nobody has time, like somebody said in the chat, nobody has time to play games too scared to call out who he has a problem with. Yes, call it out. You don't call people out. You don't. Call out who you have a problem with. Put an address on it. Now you have to say, you be trying to get all these people there. You're not that famous. You're not Nicki. You're not. Nicki can do encrypted messages. Even her get exposed of who she talking. We know exactly who she talking about because we know you're talking about Cardi. It is what it is. Or you're talking about Megan. But you try to do that, and then you get mad when they name the wrong person name. Well, say the right person name so we don't have to guess. That's why every time, and then you took down the YouTube post because they all said you talking about Jason Lee Mama. Posted on Twitter, Jason, and you talking about Nicki J. They said put an address, so it's all up on there. You really thought that people was going to attack, but no, they're gonna say you talking about Jason because you so afraid not to say it. And then you say I never said that I was better than you. What I said, I'm the best me. Nobody ever said that I was better than you. And then I said, I'm the best me. I know I'm more entertaining than a lot of y'all. Because a lot of y'all, when y'all do y'all YouTube, it puts me to sleep. And it's no shame. It puts me to sleep. Y'all used to be, like Armon, he used to be entertaining. Sometimes he get kind of dry. And then sometimes he be want to rush that content. I don't know what he rushing for. I don't know what he rushing for to smoke that blunt. I don't know what he rushing for, but he be rushing. And then people be like, when he open the phone lines, Wiley, he be rushing us. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. I got what you rushing for? You do this full time. Where are you going? Why are you rushing your audience? It seemed to me that he don't even appreciate them like he used to. And then the audience said, we want to meet you. I ain't meeting y'all. Because last time only 10 people. And I ain't doing that unless it's 10,000 people showing. Well, there ain't gonna be no 10,000 people showing up. Not this early. It's gonna take time for you to get there. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen. It's just gonna take time. Go and meet your people, whether it's 5, 10, or 15, or 20, meet your people. All right? I just don't understand that. And if you don't like me talking about you, then don't watch it. Period. And I ain't going to stop talking about you. As long as you're relevant, I'm going to talk about you. As long as you are relevant, I'm going to talk about you. When you be going on them breaks, we don't talk about you because you ain't on the YouTube. And then he said, then call him stupid and dumb if they disagree with his ignorant comments. He's all over the place. And he get mad. I understand what I'm doing. I talk about everybody. Everybody that come up talking about. And then you get mad. He does. He gets really angry and try to dictate how his audience think. You can't. This ain't no coat. He trying to have a coat. And flops at it every time. His audience give him resistance. And they call him dumb. Because they're not agreeing with his narrative. And then he be watching the Wiley Show. And then he'll go live. And then he'll be like, and then when he on live, he disrespects his boyfriend. Let me tell you why he disrespects his boyfriend. Every other day, he talking about how sexy another man is and is not his man. Oh, he's so sexy. He's so good looking. Oh, he look good. He's so like, God, do you have to just disrespect Pops like that on a national platform? You know Pops got to be a little slow. Like, he just be just lusting after another man. And he used to call this show a cult, and it's not. They just be lusting. Oh, he looks so good. Oh, he look good. So, whatever. I looked at that. I said, "Bruh, you are still growing, and let the process. You can't rush the process. And you're gonna do a show that's gonna come out. You're gonna do a documentary on shows, right? And we're gonna talk about that show. And after we talk about the show, we're gonna go right, continue to talk about what you do, the good, the bad, the ugly. Because remember, you did bingo, and that flopped. You interviewed Milan, and you said out of your mouth, "I'm not doing bingo. It's ghetto ratchet. You trash Tasha." Then you went to bingo. Then bingo, according to you, offered you a deal, and the deal didn't make sense. But I talked to a source, Milan, and they did not offer you a deal. They offered you to work under Milan agency, and you said you don't want to do that because you are Armon Wiggins. But you lied to your audience, and you told your audience that they just offer you. No, the deal they offer you to work with Milan Christopher under his agency, because he offered you a deal. You didn't want to do that, but you didn't want to throw Milan Christopher under the bus because you think that Milan Christopher is going to put you on the Dash Network. But you probably say, well, they're going to, no, bruh. Milan offered you a deal to work on his agency. You didn't like the split of it because you have to literally be a slave to make a profit over there. And then you're trying to throw bingo. No, Milan Christopher offered you a deal and you didn't like the split because it is a terrible split because you got to be a slave to be on bingo and they're going to drag you, dox you. It's a lot that they do on bingo. So he didn't want to do that. And I don't blame him because Milan, apparently he was going to have a dating show on bingo. They canceled it because it didn't get no clicks and views. It was the lowest amount of views on bingo because Milan Christopher audience is roast and gag. They're not into doing a show about dating. You don't talk about dating. You drag people from having HIV. You call people saying they on their way out. You harass people on bingo. You cuss people out. That's what you do. You're not doing having a talk show forum where you're talking about dating, your dating life like you're running a vlog. No, you're in front of that phone cussing. That's what you're doing. So they thought, oh, we're going to do this dating show. It's going to be a whole series. One episode came out, and it was the lowest ratings ever on bingo. It was low. It went nowhere. And then now they're going to make Milan Christopher the CEO of the Dash Network. Who's going to finance the Dash Network? Who's financing this? Who's financing it? Who is the board of directors? Who's putting their money up? And they don't even, and that deal fell through too because they don't have the money like Zeus. They don't have the money like the Zeus Network. They don't. They don't have the money like the Zeus Network. The same thing with the Fashion Nova deal. It's not a deal. It is a link deal, meaning you go to the link. Click the link. You get a certain percentage of each item, and it's not that much because the only thing you really can get from that deal is free clothes. That's it. But it's for the link. And I'm hearing now that you're not even getting free clothes. You're buying those clothes and wearing those clothes, and you thought people, and that ain't working because according to people out here in the streets, they ain't buying that Fashion Nova stuff off that link because most of them is women, and they ain't buying no Fashion Nova clothes off no man, Fashion Nova men. Okay? Because your percentage of your audience is 8% men. 8%. And you can't make a profit with 8% of men because Fashion Nova is very cheap clothing. And most of the people on Fashion Nova they're gonna do the payment plan. So you ain't gonna get most of your money at all, period, until they pay it off. So, and then you got about that. Anybody can get a influencer link and sign up. Anybody can do it. So a reason why I haven't done it yet because I'm so busy with other stuff. And I'm really concerned about Fashion Nova. Really don't care. But you lied and set it up like you had a deal with Fashion Nova and you don't. You only got 8% of men that follow your show, and they're not an active 8%. Majority of your audience is women. Until you put on women clothes, they ain't buying the man clothes. Okay? Most people, I'm the same way. I'm on Afterpay. I'm on a payment plan. Is it Klarna? I'm on Klarna. Baby, Klarna will let you go on Instacart and split your payments up on Instacart. I'm a Klarna fanatic. I'm an Afterpay fanatic. That's me. I will Afterpay a $20 bill in a second, $25 bill in a second. Okay? And then you say, I'm going to go live. I ain't even going to do nothing but talk about Nicki and Cardi. That's not, I talk about them. I'm talking about them today. I'm going to wait to see what you talk about so I can piggyback on what you talk about. Because that's what y'all say. Y'all say I piggyback what he talk about. Now, today, y'all can't say that. You can say about the station head, but he don't talk about politics. He ain't talk about the basketball player, John. You ain't talk about him. He ain't talk about Jerry Springer. And then y'all be leaving those comments, and that's why we have it members only, because then y'all want to argue and get off subject. See, we was allowing y'all in the comments, because I kind of forgot to make it members only because I'm busy, and then y'all get in there and get off subject. That's why we have to make it members only. Y'all want to get off subject, and you ain't stop watching because the views didn't drop when we made it members only. It didn't drop. Y'all got off subject. If you would have stayed on subject, it would have been about you want to argue. You want to argue, pay your money. Right? So I'm just keeping it all the way up. And y'all can call in. Product can call in. If y'all want to call Ross Curry, y'all want to call in. Nate, if y'all want to call, anybody want to call in and speak on the subject, you can. But this is not a call-in show. We did a hour and 30. Do you know it's some content creators? They have to get 9 people on the show, not Wiley. When the last time you see me on StreamYard with 9 people? Do you understand that? When the last time you seen that? Hold on. Hello? Hey. Marquise. Yeah, but you was close. Yes. It's a wonderful time to talk. Yes. Okay. Hold on, y'all. This about apartment. I'm gonna still live. Yes. Let's do July 1st. Yes, ma'am. To give you enough time. Yeah. No. July 1st. Yes, ma'am. That's yeah. No, I'm not in the lease right now. No. Oh wow! I'm so active in the political spectrum. You know, Mayor Brandon Johnson was just elected as the 52nd mayor of Chicago. So it's time for me to be back here where the action's at. Yeah, and the suburbs. So I'm trying. That's what I'm trying to get back to the city. Oh yes, up north. You know the north side next to Boys Town and like up north. Yeah, I'm saying yeah. Uh huh. Yes, ma'am. Yes. One bed. My maximum budget is 1,900. Yeah, just one bedroom. Yes. And it doesn't because like most of like Chicago like apartments they don't have like wash machine and dryer in there. I haven't seen many like that. But if it is, that would be great. But if not, laundromat will always be my friend. So really, okay, okay. Oh yeah, most definitely. Yes, ma'am. No, I've lived in Texas for about 6 years, so I probably picked up that southern twang. Yeah, yeah. I have that because my grandmother's from the south. Like my grandmother said, anytime you talk to her, so I just because I've talked to her all the time. She like say yes, ma'am. She instilled that into me. Yes. Yeah, low key large. You know, whatever you can find low key large. Because I'm really not that picky for apartments. 'Cause I'm not no picky person. Oh wow, staying in a new place. Wow. Oh, a nice kitchen. Other than that, they're not that picky. No, I don't. Because oh yeah, I will have a car. Yes, ma'am. But if they don't have the parking, that's fine because when I yeah, because I can always park on the street or leave the car in the suburbs of mine because public transit is so active in Chicago. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Born and raised in Chicago. Yeah, I was closest to like the south side. Like this would be my first time like up north, like living up the north side. Yeah. Started fresh because I did a little bit browsing and everything, and then that's why I had ran into your company as well. So oh okay, maybe I could do a little legwork for me while I'm doing my my browsing. Okay. Just like playing because I haven't ran into something. No, no, no. Because yeah, just because I pretty much I'm a full time creator, YouTuber, so I can work. Yeah, so yes, and so I know for a fact, as long as like have a bus, like especially like a train line, like the red line, blue, something like the CTA train, because I would be mostly spending a lot of time in City Hall, covering city government because that's like an add on to my YouTube channel. Yes, I have that. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. No. No concerns on that. No. Yeah, take my time with it. Yes, because like that's how I give you enough time because it's like no big hurry and everything. Because yeah, so I can make sure I get the so it's the right place. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Because if it's good, it's August. That's fine. As long as it's the right. Like it's just I'm not in no big like super rush. Oh wow. Um. Yes, ma'am. So yeah. So like I said, like the train that would be good. Walking just like to the train and stuff. But other than that, long as like you said, the like on site for laundry instead of going to like a laundromat. Other than that, those like the two biggest things. Oh no, pet. Oh, absolutely. I can't stand pets. I'm just gonna be honest. That's another mouth to feed. You gotta walk them and talk to them, and then they die. Then I gotta cry more. And yes. Okay. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Like, like how we talking right now, like afternoon. Yes, ma'am. Like 1, 2 o'clock. Oh yeah, I make my own schedule, so I just work when I get back. Then I just go live and talk. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. I'm gonna save it right now. And just text me your name so I can save it so I can make sure the spelling is right. Yes, yes. You want me to text it to you? Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you. Bye bye. Okay, let me do that. You look at y'all here dragging me. I love y'all. Keep dragging me because y'all keep the chat interesting. Because we don't have no coat over here. Okay. 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 So yes. Talk about my Wiggins. So I'm sorry about interrupting on that, but yes. So that's what I said about that. And this is my brother. You know what I'm saying? I love talking to him. So um and we talk about other subjects. So thank you, Armon Wiggins. All right. So yeah, so people want to know why do you want to move back to Chicago, Illinois? Um, because the reason why I want to move back to Chicago, Illinois, when I answer that question, number one, all of my family, that's a plus. But not only that, The direction I'm trying to do for my platform, the action is in Chicago. When I watched President Donald Trump, his town hall on CNN on last night, he was talking about Chicago. He was talking about the how Chicago have some of the toughest gun laws and the crime is so high. And though he's partially true about it being tough, but he don't never go on the root cause of saying, but under my administration, if I'm elected president, we're going to bring more economic resources to Chicago so Black brothers and sisters, those that are dealing with crime, don't have to do it. They can be getting jobs and being employed and become entrepreneurs and becoming homeowners. He didn't say that. And the host did ask him that. Okay? Not there's nothing going on. I'm not going to say, and Dallas is not home. I'm going to say this. I wasn't born and raised in Dallas. Let's be clear. I didn't even know a gun range to go in Dallas. And also, I rarely go to the club in Dallas. I never looked at Dallas as my home. I just looked at it as a pit stop. Somewhere it's temporarily. Yeah, that temporary was 6 years, but I never looked at Dallas as a long-term thing. Never. Even when I lived in Dallas, I never really expanded outside of the small little area I lived at. I worked a little bit in South Dallas, never experienced East Dallas and other. I never experienced a lot of Dallas, never. I've went to the club maybe a handful of times out of the 6 years I've been there. So Dallas have just been a place that I've been working and that's it. That's it. I'm just gonna be real with you on that. I never looked at Dallas as home. I just never did because it was never my choice to come to Dallas. I was forced. I had no choice to do it because I was homeless. I was kicked out of Chicago, but that is 6 years later. Yeah. And like I said, I'm not rushing to get like it's going to be super rushed. It's a process. I'm just making sure that I get the right place. You see, I'm not rushing. I told her June. I'm sorry. I told her July 1st. It could be August. You know what I'm saying? I'm just making sure it get done. And my credit just bumped up to 600 points. And by that time, we should be in the 650, 660. You understand? They said Wiley going to be dodging, constantly looking over his shoulder. That's no problem. I constantly look over my shoulder in Texas. I still look over my shoulder in Texas and everything like that. But I'm not going to, what I'm saying? I want to be here to help my city. I'm sorry. I have to do it. My heart is here. I'm sorry. My heart is here. It's been a positive change in my life. Absolutely. It's been a positive. It's just been a positive change. This is like my decisions. And Texas is always there for me, but I decide Illinois is home. That's why I'm not rushing to get back to Texas. I rush it. My friend, I'm not rushing. Oh, let me get her off the. Oh, okay. Y'all can see her with her bonnet on. Were you okay, son? Why you ain't at me no McDonald's?
Boy, is you my child?
What
well,
you got?
I got a 2-year-old and a 6-year-old.
You could have told me, hey, I'm going to McDonald's.
First of all, I was going to go give me a wood and going to go drop by your thing off.
Give me your car.
I was going to McDonald's.
Give me your car. Oh.
And then I just all of a sudden decided that I was home. So I had to stop. And I didn't want to get these kids nothing. I'm dead serious. You see, they ain't got no Happy Meal. They got a cheeseburger.
Oh man. Oh man. So anyway, see my McDonald's. Did the baby no, that ain't none of my business. Okay. Let me hold on one sec. Hello, mommy. Can Can you please shut the door, my beautiful mommy? Give me one particular second, you guys. Oh, my beautiful audience. Give me 1 second. I'm going to close the door. Give me one particular second. I'm going to close the door. Oh, my beautiful family. I'm going to close the door. My beautiful family. Oh. Okay. I'm going to go. Okay. All right. Do anybody want to call in? Y'all don't call in. That's a big white bread basket. Prada said, that's a big white bread. A big wide bread basket. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. I'm over at the phone line. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. I gotta get it set up. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, someone getting a no, they want one of them wanted a Happy Meal, and I guess she didn't get the Happy Meal for one on, and then she don't want she want a Happy Meal, not chicken, something stupid. Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta get this phone line set up. I'm sorry. Give me 1 second. I gotta get the phone line set up. All right. You can call in. Let me put the number on the screen. Give me 1 second. Okay, see what it worked now. I'm sorry. Kids are so picky. Have you jumping? Yes. Give me 1 second. What's that? Who gave you that? Why you put that chain on her? How much that cost?
Like 2 something.
Oh, okay.
It look real, don't it?
Yeah, look real. Oh, hi, mama. Okay, hello?
Hello, is it working?
Yes, it's working now. Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey, Poppy.
Yay. Can you hear me?
Yes. Why you have put that big wide bread basket all in the camera?
I didn't mean it. Said I was closing the door, but we're here. Okay.
Wiley, you always do that. Who you advertising for?
You said who I advertised for? Nobody.
Yes.
I was closing the door and I didn't know all this whackness was showing.
No, you got that bread basket for sale. How much?
I don't have it for sale.
How much, Wiley?
I don't have it for sale.
Fine. But yeah, I want to talk about Armon, I guess.
Okay.
I can't believe that he got on the internet and lied.
Wow.
That's crazy to me. Like, why are you lying?
That's true.
You don't have a deal with Fashion Nova Men. You're purchasing clothes. You're giving them free press, free promotion. It's just really sad.
And then, when you have that Fashion Nova deal, you always, and let's be clear on this, it's a link. You know what I'm saying? And then when I check Fashion Nova again, I checked it today, I don't see him being posted on Fashion Nova. You know, if a celebrity, they actually have a deal because you see them being reposted on the official Fashion Nova Instagram, or you see it on the Shade Room as a Fashion Nova partner. He is not a partner of Fashion Nova. He's just a influencer. He just get the link. It's pretty much like, you know, I could do that. I can have an Instacart and pretend like I have an Instacart ad and then drop in the Instacart link.
That's too much. Like, and I noticed that, like, when they did that debacle of an interview with Pastor Eyeliner and the beige guy, like, Armon is like two different people. One person on his show, another person like in
It's
real
an affiliate. Yes, an affiliate link. Yes, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
That's what that is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. It's an affiliate link. All right.
But back to that bread basket.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for noticing it, child. It's nice.
We couldn't help but notice it was all in the cameras.
Yes. Thank you so very much.
Very big, very buttery. Who else you talked about?
Oh, I talked about that. I talked about the basketball player. That's what I talked about. I also talked about Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago. That's what I also talked about. But thank you so very much because I know you've been busy and doing what you have to do. And thank you for calling in on today.
Of course, Poppy. So with John Morant, I'm pretty sure there's like a morality clause in his NBA contract. You can't just really, you know, be out here like flashing guns on the internet. That's unnecessary. And then as far as like the government housing migrants, like that's just out of control. Like we have millions of homeless Americans in this country, and like they just ignore them, but then help everybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's why we must speak truth to power, because we are so conditioned to speaking about Nicki, Cardi, everybody else, these celebrities, and then we're getting screwed in our neighborhood. And a lot of our viewers, Armon may be doing well, right? But a lot of his viewers are living check to check. A lot of my viewers told me that they're living check to check. They're living below the poverty line. So so we must be politically engaged, is what I'm saying. We must be politically engaged. So that's what we have to do. But I think I that was a good point, because I want to make it clear, because I know some people are gonna be like, you hard on the migrants. That's wrong.
No, it's not being hard on the migrants. Like I don't mind our country helping people, but we have people in this country who are actual citizens that need help, and they're not being helped.
Yeah. That's how that goes. So thank you, ma'am, for your love, for your support. I love the fact that you still watch the show out of all the time you've been here. And I'm inspired. I'm fired up and ready to go. And I got a lot of work to do. So thank you for your time, and thank you for commenting on this issue with the migrants, because we did a whole episode, me and you, about the whole writer strike, and it turned into an hour conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And so
while you tackle the hard topic,
we have
to ask the hard questions.
Mm-hmm.
We're tough on crime.
We have to have that, because if we don't, it's going to be good. So thank you. I'm gonna answer this next call.
Oh, did you hear about Prince Harry and Meghan?
Yeah, that's going on the next video. All right, I'm gonna ask
Okay, babe.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Hello, you're live on the Wiley Show.
Hey, good morning, Wiley. How you doing?
Good morning.
You know what? I came in late on the show, so I know I'm gonna have to be part of the I'm gonna have to go back and watch it. But I just came in on the other caller, and you said you were talking about Brandon Johnson, right?
Yes, ma'am. Go. Let me. Cause you from Chicago. Let me put his picture back up here.
No.
Go ahead, ma'am.
So yeah, I just wanted to know what was you talking about? What did I miss? Like
So yes, you're in the city, so you already know it's a huge migrants problem that a lot of people from the southwest side they're complaining that they are taking their resources. Like the migrants are living in some of the schools and the police stations. So yesterday, Brandon Johnson did a press conference yesterday, and they announced that that they have put 10 migrants in apartments. Now, I don't know if you know, but there is a waiting list on the Chicago Housing Authority. People are waiting for a housing voucher to get housing, and they are not housed yet. And some of them have been waiting a minimum of 7-10 years. And these the migrants have came to the country, been here for a couple of months, and already getting housed in our apartment.
Oh wow. So what did he say about that? Is he gonna do something?
So, well, the thing about with Brandon Johnson, his plan is not clear. Like he's talking about the issues, talking about he called out Governor Abbott for busing them to Chicago, but he's not giving a clear plan of how he's going to pay for this. And then also he did not address the issue with Black homeless problems. You know, with homeless, because it's a lot of Black homeless people. And I don't know if you know this, a lot of homeless people go and they sleep at the airport and in O'Hare and Midway. They go and they sleep. You know, at nighttime, if you ever to get a late flight, watch when you get, I'm talking about a late night flight, you will see all the homeless people sleep in the lobby of the airport. Before
yeah, I heard that about that more so in at O'Hare, right?
At O'Hare Airport, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because I usually take Midway, but
it's mostly at O'Hare, mostly there.
Okay,
it's a lot of homeless people there sleeping everywhere.
Yeah, that's weird, and they can't do anything about it.
Yes, and then the issue is people. Texas, if 10,000 migrants come from the border, they're making this a crisis. So what they're doing is they're shipping them to Chicago, to New York. So to those cities, this is an influx of bills. You got to feed them 3 times a day, light, gas. It's affecting the city budget. But my thing is this: if you all can find millions of dollars to handle this issue out of thin air, then why can we find millions of dollars to help the homeless problem and put Black and brown people to work so they can get a thriving job, so they don't have to be out here robbing and carjacking people? The Chicago Police Department is a $2.7 billion budget, but crime is still high. I wouldn't mind paying $2.7 billion if crime was under one less percent. You know what I mean? That it was so low you don't recognize it because we're getting paid. Like if anything, if you pay for an alarm system, let's say for instance you pay for ADT or whatever, and the alarm system don't work, would you still be paying millions of dollars for that alarm system?
Not at all.
So why are we still with that? I'm just breaking it down in a simple type of term. Because crime is still high. They're now going to hire 200 more detectives. But I hear that. But Brandon Johnson is not doing it. He haven't said enough. And of course, they haven't had. They're not in session yet. They'll be in session next week at City Hall about his economic plan. And then when I check the agenda, it's not on the agenda next week. It could change according to the city clerk. They don't have that on the agenda about his economic plan. So I don't see that on the agenda. Maybe because they say he's still working on it. So I keep you updated on that. Do you know which ward you live in, or you in the city, or are you in the suburbs?
No, I'm in the city, but I'm bi-coastal. Really, like I live on the West Coast too.
Okay.
So I do know Child, don't give me the line.
Just put your address in, you'll find it. Because you need to know this stuff. Because
yeah, you're right. I do.
Because you need to know what go on, and because what I do, and still to this day, I had subscribed to the Ward 16 email list almost 10 years ago, right? To this day, I still get the e-newsletter. So anything that's going on in the 16th ward, I haven't lived there in over 6 years. I still get the information of what's going on, what the alderman is doing. They having it. So you need to know, even if you don't go, at least that you are aware of what they're doing. And you should take a trip to get on the docket to meet your alderman or to meet them. And to let them know if you got potholes on your block, if you need some work done to your house, ask them, hey, is there any government grants that I could get? I remember my grandmother, this is how active I was into politics, this before YouTube. It was a government, it was a city grant, it was something the city were doing that they were helping senior citizens to get a roof done or a back porch. It was a choice between getting your back porch redone or your roof. My grandmother was able to get her roof paid for. I don't know, I forgot which organization did it through the city, something through the city, and we found out, and then she was able to sign up. And the only reason she was able to, she didn't know nothing about it. It was because I was active with stuff. And we signed her up, and she was able to get she was able to get a new back porch. She had to get a new back. They redid her entire back porch. That's when she was living on 65th and Justine.
Oh wow, I got a property on 65th and anyway, yeah,
you got a problem. Wait a minute. So, do you have somebody in your property?
Yeah,
that's good. So you need to be aware of what's going on, in the city. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? Since I moved, I got, like I said, but I do come back to Chicago.
Oh, okay. So you have moved outside of Chicago. Okay. Well,
yeah, but I still have property in Chicago.
Oh, so you still need to be aware because you got business there.
Yeah, absolutely. But that property, that just reminded me of that property. But that back porch is actually new. But I'm pretty sure because I do own, the two flats. The two flats.
The two flats, yes, ma'am.
Something like 1900,
And so that's why you need to get in contact with whatever you had your property at. You need to be your alderman need to know who you is. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to know about zoning, about the taxes, and even your county too. You need to know about your county as well, because you need to know what's going on, because you actually have an interest. You a business person there. You know what I'm saying? You are a person very good, but you need to know what's going on, because when they shift up, you don't want to be shocked when your property taxes are through the roof. Because I don't know if it affects you, but I know it affects the color of people with their property taxes.
Yeah, actually, the taxes did go up. I did notice that the taxes went up. So do you think Brandon Johnson is a good choice, or you still like on the fence?
I think that Brandon Johnson would be a great mayor if me and you and thousands of other people in the millions demand that he be a great mayor. If we sit at home, he would be a weak mayor. He won't do nothing. For us, for Black people, he'll do something for the business community, because guess what they doing? They at City Hall. They networking. They getting stuff off the table. But if we want something from Inglewood, the Southwest Side, or even from this community, we must be active. Because they showed up when he got elected, and they showed up when he had his first day to meet him, take pictures and party. Okay, now he's the okay, we done that. We ate, we danced. Karen Clark-Shear, she sang. Okay, now it's time to get to work, and we must be active. And then you must tell people in your family that live in Chicago, hey, be active. Call your alderman. See what's on the agenda. Tell them what you want that you want your alderman to do, and bring people. They have an office. A lot of people don't know that. They have an office that they open Monday through Friday. In some cases, they open all the way up to 7 p.m. on certain days.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And your aldermen have a budget that they get to do different projects in their ward. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I because I'm moving back, I'm looking for an apartment now. I was just on the phone with a white lady. She have a, help people get find apartments and stuff like that, because I've been looking, so she's gonna help me with that, because I'm ready. I'm in the suburbs now, but I'm ready. I want to get back with it. I love my city.
So you want to move from Dallas back to
Oh,
Chicago?
absolutely.
Why?
I love, why? A lot of people say, well, why do you want to do that? It's because I'm not moving back I'm active in my community. Like politically, I went to the inauguration. I've interviewed Kim Fox. I had interviewed her on the show a couple of days ago. Interviewed somebody, I think for the 23rd tour, I forgot her ward. I have the video. I want to be active. I want to be here. This is where my heart is. And see, in Chicago will die if people just leave and won't do anything. But regardless of where you live, you still need to be active in your community.
No, I agree with you, Wiley. You're right. But since I moved, I just,
Yeah, I understand you're busy and stuff and that's why it's my job as a YouTuber, because just in case you don't know, it is my job not just talk about Cardi B. Oh, let me talk about Brandon Johnson, because I know I have some Chicago viewers. Oh, what you say about Chicago? Okay, what's going on? Like, do you know Jamal Green? They have grants that they're giving people to get property as well.
Oh, yeah, because I heard you say that eventually you do want to be a property owner.
Oh, yes, because my credit went up to 600 points. So once I get to I want to be at a solid 690. I just want my credit good. You know what I'm saying? And so because I want to be able to get I want to be able to have a 2-flat, because I don't mind having property on the south side. I will put the security cameras, you know what I'm saying? Get it, get the you know what I'm trying to say. I don't mind, because I'm not scared. I'm not scared of no parts of the city. I'm not like scared of, I'm just not. But I'm not stupid. So I ain't gonna be there on my phone, ain't being aware. But so but I would love to, my goal in the next 12 months, I want to own a 2-flat.
And that's a good choice. I was just gonna say, I recommend people, when they buy their first property, is to get a 2-flat and have, the tenant pay the mortgage, and you live on the first floor, or however you want to do it.
Facts.
Just to get your feet wet and to get some help with your mortgage. And then you can start saving.
How I was thinking about it, sis. I was thinking about that, renting it out and let rent out both. Either I have a leasing company do the leasing company do all that, or I do it. You know what I mean? But I was thinking about that.
Well, if you're not living there, you don't get those perks of
Yes. Oh yeah, I probably live there. I do my show, live there, have my. Oh, absolutely. You're right about that. You're right. Because I don't mind living on a property, because I like that, because you know what's going on in your property. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to get the perks, because other than that, it's seen as it's like an income property purchase.
Yeah. Because it's like that little. You right? Because I had talked to because Jamal, because he used to do those Zoom meetings, and that was like one of the topics, how the perks you get by living on there, because you are, because I remember it was a while ago that I went on that Zoom and stuff like that. But thank you, sis, because I love that, because you called in before, and I don't know if you're you're probably not the person that worked with Southwest Airlines.
Oh yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
That's me.
Then I remember your voice. I'm like, is this the one that worked with Southwest Airlines? I ain't renting out to family, Jack. You already know my family don't like pay no rent. And talk about my grandma had a daycare, and she did all right with her daycare. We was in good business. Soon as she let her raggedy family move in. I'm calling my own family raggedy, because they didn't want to pay, and we had to close our little home daycare. We were doing good. We were thriving in Inglewood with a stay-at-home daycare. But soon she allowed my mama and them that, they didn't pay, and we went out of business within Because you can't, because family will use and abuse it. You got to know, you know this, sis. I'm being real. You know your family.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
They're the last people I'm going with. They ain't on the list. They already
Well,
know.
you know what? I to one of my cousins to help him out.
Yes.
And it's been good, you know, so far. And then I do like that one of my family members is at my property because, you know, I can't be there.
Yeah, see, you probably have a good cousin that do it, but I do have some good cousins that do it, but they bougie. They ain't moving back no England. They bougie. They ain't gonna do it. But the rest of these people, especially my immediate, oh no. I know my family.
But you know what? Inglewood about to come up. It's gonna be the new Bronzeville. Because
of course, in the next 10, 12 years, yes.
So, you know, I'm keeping my property in Inglewood and probably get some more.
Because my grandmother, let me tell you something, sis. Okay. So we used to live on 65th and Justine. They sold my grandmother property. Somebody bought cash, spent $60,000. Now, when you go back to 6531 South Justine, when you go back to that, go. They remodeled it. They got my grandmother had a basement with 2 bedroom with a full kitchen and a bathroom. They remodeled that. On upstairs, on that first level, is 2. She made it into a 1 bedroom. They made it back into a 2 bedroom. They remodeled that. Then you go on that second floor of the house. It's a 2 bedroom, and they added a washroom in the attic. So now that house, look at all that equity. Look at that. And then I asked the guy, say, "Are y'all putting it back on the market?" The man said, "No, they're gonna live in." Because I wanted that to be my first property, but he said they're going to live. Oh, he said they're not all the way sold on living in the property, but they may put it on the market. But if they do put it on the market, I would love to get that property. My mom said, "Will you move back?" In a heart, baby, in a heartbeat.
Yeah, people gonna stop trying to talk down on Inglewood because it's about to come up, and then you do have people here who have beautiful homes.
Beautiful, you know? And look at all this space.
But you got to go block by block because some blocks look one way, then you go on another block, you be like, oh wow, you know. But they about to stop. Inglewood, no, you stop talking about my my neighborhood.
You know, Inglewood is home. That's why I wasn't born in. Yes, I was, because my mother, she lived with my grandma in the basement. Inglewood is home. I was born and raised in Inglewood. Yeah. I was born in Inglewood. Yeah. So, you know, that's home. And people don't understand. The reason why I like Inglewood, if I stay on 65th and Justine and move back to my grandmother's home and buy that as first property, the green line, 63rd Ashley, up the street. Then you have the 63rd, you have the number 9 Ashland bus that will take you all the way to 95th and Ashland, or will take you all the way, you can go all the way the other way. Or now, then you can take the 63rd Street bus. Then you have the red line at 24. It's so, do you understand how convenient that? And then you're right across the street from a school. So, yeah.
It's really, you know, it's really a gym because you really like 15 minutes away from anyway. You know, you jump on the damn in the suburbs in 15 minutes. You know, you can be downtown in 10 minutes. So it's really a gym. You know, we just got to start treating it that way.
Absolutely.
I want more people to do that. And one thing, because I can talk to you all day about this.
Yes, go ahead. I'm listening. I'm up.
One thing I did want to ask you about, because the caller was talking about what happened with Armon and his Fashion Nova.
Yeah, okay. So the Fashion Nova deal, you remember how he kind of set it up? Oh, you got a deal. Well, according to, we had Auntie Hamilton come in. It's an affiliate link, meaning that you get paid by how many people buy stuff off of your link.
Okay.
But
so he's not like
no, he's not like he had like an $80,000, $100,000 deal. No, it's not that. It's an affiliate. Okay. It's an affiliate program, meaning I can sign up today. But the thing is, I have men. I mean, I have women that watch the show, so I would have to be Marquita, the cross-eyed diva, and put on women clothes and have that and all that, because I have to cater to women. Because a lot of men don't watch my show like that. We actually have 2% more than him. We have 10% men that watch the show, but majority of the people that donate to this show, 99 point, probably about 95, 96%, probably 97, they is women that donate and watch the show. So I have to cater towards them. So I would have to be in my Gucci. I don't know if they sell Gucci though. They don't. I would have to be in my Fashion Over panties and my Fashion Over dress. So I was very and do content with my Fashion Over and get into the look. So I don't know if they have enough fabric because I'm 6'2", 300 pounds. I'm thick. So I don't know. I didn't have no BBL or no all that. This is just real Harold's chicken, baby back ribs.
What you feel about that big girl? What is it, Roly Poly getting a BBL?
I talked about Roly Poly, and she's getting it. It's just so sad, and she's still big. It's dangerous, and they just taking her money. It's unhealthy, and it's so sad that she broadcasts. That is so unhealthy to do. Instead of her doing it natural, it's crazy. Really, really crazy.
I was looking at the pictures. I was like, well, I don't see a difference in before and after. And
it ain't no difference.
I thought
that's a whole lot of BBL. It's a lot. She's obese. She's overly obese.
So she's gonna have a snatched stomach and still have what, a big face,
a big wide, but she gonna be a swirl up box. It's gonna be, man. Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I heard we saw your bread basket, so I definitely got to watch the replay.
Yeah, my bread. I had walked to close the door because my niece, they all loud in the house. So my nieces, they making all that noise, and so I had to be outside on the patio area.
Okay, so I got to see the bread basket on the replay.
Yeah, I love that. We're definitely gonna have to connect, but thank you so very much because before, like, I'll let you know, like, when I get into on the market, like, to look. But right now, I'm just working on getting the credit up because in order to qualify for a loan, your credit score. I even though somebody told me you have a 5 something, but I want to be safe. I don't want to hear that like the bare. I want to be above the safe number. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you get the lower interest rates. I even recommend getting at a 700.
Okay, yes, ma'am. So that's why I'm not trying to apply right now because I want to be at a good. I was thinking about that too, like at a solid 700. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and so but I'm pretty sure you can do it. You seem like the type of person, you put your mind to something, you gonna do it.
That's how I am. Because I went to that inauguration. You should have went to that. It was good. It was so good. I feel so much at peace now. And I think I needed a break from Chicago. I need to rebuild. And again, when I left Chicago, I was in my mid-20s. I'm 32 years old now. So my mind is different. Once you get in your 30s, you think differently. You're supposed to, because you got some people in their 30s still trying to sling dope and ain't doing that right anyway. But
right,
I my mind frame is to be an owner. My mind frame is to be more active in my community. My mind frame, I have nieces. I want them to see a more of a positive role model. So when they get to my age, they can tell their children how I helped make Chicago a better place and help make this world a better place. And so you start thinking about that. So they don't have to keep growing up and dealing with the same issues that we're dealing with today. So they will have a better opportunity. But just like our ancestors did what they did, and you got to understand, a lot of them, they were young. Dr. King was young. Jesse Jackson was young. Malcolm X was young. Many of the women, Fannie Mae was young. A lot of people that was actively doing some. Dorothy Cotton was one of the leading active advisors to Dr. King. She was a young woman, so it was a lot of young people in the civil rights movement that was doing stuff. They John Lewis, another answer. He was young, so people forget they were in their 20s, and someone it was their late teens that was doing things active in the street. So, Absolutely. So thank you. It's so good.
Oh, no
It was so
problem.
good hearing your voice. Because like I said, I haven't
Hey,
heard from you since the whole Southwest crisis.
oh yeah, I had to call in and let y'all know what we was doing because people don't see that on the other side. Like, look, and you know what? They were saying like three times the overtime pay during that time to get people to work, and
Wow.
yeah, I took advantage. So I was working for y'all. Let me tell you, and them checks was nice. But yeah, it was good talking to you. Of course, I'm gonna continue to follow you. I want to see you grow. I want to see you become this homeowner, property owner, all of this stuff. If
Yes.
I had a property that was unavailable, look, I'll rent it to you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, sis. Thank you so very much for that because and it's good
I definitely,
and it's good that
I
your properties are filled in, that you don't have like all these, vacancies, that you do get those residuals coming in. So that's a blessing.
yeah, and so I'm definitely gonna look into that because I do got some properties that could use some help, some renovation. And hey, if I ain't got to pay for it,
You
look,
bet.
that
And
ain't
that's
nothing
why
bad.
it's important to ask, because they're not going to be, okay, y'all know you got to act, you got to know how to work. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm gonna be asking. I'm gonna make it my business to know more about where I have my properties at, who I can talk to. So thank you for giving me that information, Wiley.
Absolutely. Thank you. And give me an update and keep calling it. Let me know,
I will. I'll be calling back.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right, Wiley.
All right.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye. Yes. Hi. Yes. I remember I told you I remember that. So I told her to keep telling, hey y'all. Okay. Wow. I gotta go eat me some scrambled eggs. I'm hungry. I am so hungry. Let me see what y'all saying in here. Yes, I'll say. So, if you want to be a financial blessing to this, please, we need your financial support to keep this going. For me to, to go and travel to do this, we ask that you please donate to the show, man. We ask you, whether it's dollars. Some of y'all have someone today gifted us $20 today, and it goes right back into the platform because we get to and from to get the information. And we also talk about national politics as well. And so this is our passion. This is our direction. And we ask you if you can be a blessing to us, whatever you can, $1, $5, $10, whatever you can, to be a blessing to us so we can keep this going. Because in order for the reason why Black media is not on the local level, like they're dying out because they don't get the financial support. And in order for us to be in these spaces, we must get the financial support. So $ Marquise Wiley 28. It is contribute to the show, because if you want to see more of this, just contribute, brothers and sisters. We have a Zelle, wileyshow@gmail.com. Just contribute whatever you can and say, brother, I love it. And we're going to continue to do the work. And thank y'all so very much, because we're not backed by any big dollars. It's by the people. The people are going to have to finance this to help us out so we can keep this going. But thank you all so very much. Also, we're going to have a quick announcements, and then we're going to go, and we're going to be right back a couple hours later. I'm going to eat first because I forgot to really eat like that. And I remind myself because I get so busy. Well, let's get us to the second. Okay, I want to talk about Vegas. So Vegas, we're going to Vegas in October 6th through the 9th. That's October 6th to the 9th, 2023. Las Vegas meet and greet, the Wiley Show, October 6th to the 9th, 2023. October 6th to the 9th, 2023. October 6th to the 9th, 2023. If you want to RSVP, please email us at wileyshowproductions@gmail.com. Please do. All right. We have a lot of things that we're going to do for those. WileyShowProductions@gmail.com. Please. All right. Thank y'all so very much. I'm going to go continue to donate. All right. Continue to like. If you say, hey, Wiley, I ain't got the money, but share the video. Share the video. Share the video. Share with your friends. Hashtag. The hashtag matters. If you really love our show, get a Twitter account. Hashtag the show. The Wiley Show. TheWileyShow. Please, that is free to do, to share us. Share us on your timeline. Let people know what we're doing over here. We don't just talk about political gossip. We also talk about celebrity gossip. So we cater into those audiences. Thank you. God bless you. Little black boy, you're beautiful. Little black girl, you're enough. When times get hard, always remember to put God first. Now, if we miss a topic that you want us to talk about, DM me, text me. It's on Twitter. Reach out, send it to me, and we can go live about that situation. So please let us know, okay? If you got a story that something personal, another guy, another sister, she going through something, she emailed me about it. We're going to cover that as well later on this month. We had talked with another sister. She had talked about how she paid $3,000 for a catering service. They didn't do right. So we cover those stories too. So it don't have to necessarily be celebrity stuff. It could be anything that you feel like it's interesting for the show. We DM us or email us at wileyshow@gmail.com. All right, gotta go. Let me go eat, and I'll talk to y'all later.